Hello YouTube, this is George Best. Finally updating my channel after almost 4 years. I had to take some time to myself after my last concussion. I've been in treatments for the last 4 years. And yeah, I took that break because I didn't feel like I was providing enough tools or resources to be posting something like this on the internet. And I only wanted to come back when I had progress and things I could share that could be useful to others. I do want to say I really, really appreciate all the comments that I've received over the last 4 years. Going back and reading them lately, I had missed out on a lot, and I plan to get back to that and be consistent with responding to any questions or anything you guys have to say. So yeah, I really appreciate you, and I'm happy to be back and to share some progress finally that I've been going through. So yeah, let's get started. I wrote a little script here about some talking points. So yeah, first I'll start off with the update on my symptoms. I'm still experiencing symptoms, even though I've made a lot of improvements and progressed. Some symptoms have improved, some are still the same, and overall I still feel a majority of them. They've just become more manageable, and I've got way better tools and ways to deal with them. So headaches, irritability, nausea, motion sensitivity being number one. Anything in a vehicle is still very difficult for me. Insomnia, increased anxiety, depression, difficulty remembering, neck pain, panic attacks, sensitivity to light and sound, and easily overwhelmed are my major symptoms still. And again, my last concussion was 4 years ago to the day yesterday, actually. So, yeah, I also have been seeing a lot of new treatment providers and got some more scans, got some more work done on my body just to make sure there wasn't anything else going on, that this was post concussion syndrome. And now I've got new stats or new diagnoses. So bipolar disorder, and then personality disorder as well, nerve damage, and POTS syndrome, which is, I can never pronounce this, postural Harvard-Checkner syndrome. I don't know. You can look it up. I can't say some words. That's one of them. So yeah, my neurologist, psychiatrist, counselor, and naturopath. Oh, there's a kitty. All suggested that because of please move, my existing conditions with my mental health, that is the reason that my brain hasn't been able to heal from my multiple concussions. And again, 9 documented, and probably about a dozen more before we really called them concussions. So I've had this nerve damage spot in the left side of my neck since about 6 years old, from a log being thrown there. And back then, it didn't really consider that a concussion. So yeah, that was kind of the start of all of this. And so the recent diagnosis and seeing more specialists have kind of confirmed that for me, that yeah, my brain hasn't been able to heal because of existing conditions. And it makes a lot of sense, and it's something I definitely recommend that you talk to your doctor or a specialist or psychiatrist if you're able to see them, just to get a better understanding of what might be going on that's preventing the brain from healing. So treatments, I've been going to vestibular therapy for almost 2 years, kinesiology for 4, chiropractor for 4, cupping therapy for 4, counseling for 4, craniosacral therapy for 4, massage for 4. And I recently started seeing a naturopath. That's been really helpful. And I also went to a psychoeducational course on personality disorder called DBT therapy. Forget what that stands for as well, but yeah, so that's what I've been doing the last while. It's really helped, vestibular being my number one. I really feel like that was the catalyst for my progression the last 6 months, I want to say. It's been the most progress I've made in, 5-6 years. So if you have a vestibular therapist in your area and you're able to maybe get coverage with your insurance, or if you can't afford it, because a lot of these treatments are very expensive, and the only reason I was able to continue this for 4 years was because it was covered by my insurance from the car accident from 4 years ago, the last concussion. So ICBC, the insurance driving cartel in BC, they paid for a lot of this, about $84,000 to be exact. So it was definitely a blessing to go through that accident and get all of this coverage, because I would not have been able to afford any of this, and I would have been where I was 4 years ago if I had not had this. So yeah, and then the other thing, that car accident being rear-ended, it really wasn't that serious. My mother, who was driving, and the guy who hit us had about maybe 4 months of treatments like massage and chiropractor, and their injuries were not as severe as mine, but only because of my sensitive brain and my history with post concussion syndrome. That made me more vulnerable and susceptible to more hits to the head, as I've learned over these last 9 concussions. And it's really reset everything. I had a lot of dark times for sure, especially during COVID. Went through mini psychosis, which was mania, which is now borderline personality disorder. So getting the right diagnosis after seeing a few different specialists was important, but also confusing, and didn't get a lot of concrete answers at first. I had to keep going back or seeing different ones, and it was a lot. It was, it's been rough for sure. But like I said, the last 6 months, I've made a lot of progression, and I'm doing much more than I've been able to do previous to that. So talking about some of the progression, I was only able to go for maybe 2 to 3 minute walks post concussion 4 years ago for my 9th, and working with a kinesiologist, retraining the nerves in my feet is where we started, and because the brain communicates all the way down to the feet with nerve endings, and a lot of those nerve endings weren't getting enough circulation. So we started probably 9 months just working on my feet, getting my feet working, getting those nerves going, the blood flowing down there. And then we started to increase my walking, got to ride the bike, and it progressed to more workouts. At first I started working out with no weights, just doing the motions, and once I got better with that, started adding the weights, increased the workouts, but it was a very fine balance of staying consistent with that and not doing too much because of the POTS diagnosis as well. That was something that the vestibular therapist and the naturopath had said was a complication of post-concussion syndrome. So yeah, I'm still not 100% on that, even though I've been diagnosed with it, because there's some times where I feel like those symptoms don't affect me, but then other times where I do feel them. So yeah, not 100% sure on that one. Oh shit, what was I talking about? Progression. So yeah, workouts are getting better, and now I've been able to work out by myself at home. I was able to get a workout bench and some weights, and after seeing a kinesiologist the last 2 years with him twice to once a week working out, helped me get that consistency, build that strength to be able to do it at home. So yeah, it's actually been enjoyable, and my body's kind of craving the workouts now after some time to get there. Yeah, my body's finally responding well, and right now I'm on like a day on, day off workout, and again, it started with maybe 3 exercises per workout, and now I'm up to 8 per workout, and I'm trying to get them done in an hour. So, but it started at like a few minutes. So, my vestibular therapist, naturopath, um, and the neurologist also said that exercise is like proven to help with brain function, flow, and all that. And I can confirm that for sure. But it can take some time to get to that level because there is, throughout all of my concussions, exercise has been the most stimulating thing. And finding the right plan, something that works for you, is important, and not comparing yourself to the stuff you see online. I set myself back a lot from trying to follow gym influencers, like their workout and like listing, oh, you got to be working out every day to blah, blah, blah. That doesn't work for me or my symptoms. So getting clear on something that was helpful for me, that wasn't setting me back, was really important. So I really encourage you to, if you're not currently exercises with post concussion syndrome, to just start with walks. If it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes around your house to the lobby in an apartment, that's how I started. And now I can go for walks up to half an hour, 45 minutes. Usually I have to sit down in between. Like, again, I'm still experiencing symptoms. It's just more manageable. And like, from what I'm understanding, they're going to be there for a while. They might go away. I'm open to that. But I also have to prepare for the reality that this is just what I live with. And I've kind of been used to that the last 14 years from when this all started back in 2011 from my first major severe concussion. So yeah, getting back to the progression, increasing your exercise, starting with walks, maybe just doing no weights. And yeah, just training your body and maybe picking a part of your body that you want to focus on first that needs most improvement. For me, it was my arms, shoulders, and chest. So I'm really trying to work those areas and stay out of the pain range of my neck as well. And yeah, just really listening to the body, like knowing when enough is enough, when to take those breaks, when to have rest days. But I kind of made it a pact to never go more than 4 days without exercise. And even then, I feel guilty as hell. So holding yourself accountable for getting those workouts done and being your own case manager for your own recovery is something that's really helped me, and that my treatment providers have guided me with and set me up with. And again, I know everyone probably can't afford those treatments. And like I was luckily I got rear-ended and the whole thing was paid for, because like, yeah, I still would have been where I was. So I really do feel if you are unable to get those treatments, how defeating and frustrating that can be. But you can also go on YouTube, on videos, elsewhere on the internet, just to research some of the things I'm talking about. I plan to make more videos in detail of what I was doing at those treatments, like with vestibular, like the exercises that I'm still doing and the ones that have helped. So I'm going to make a separate video for all of that, but I'm just kind of going over everything today. So yeah, treatments are crucial. And now that I've been paid out by ICBC, I'm no longer getting continued treatments. They just gave me a lump sum. That's been really helpful, but I reached my budget for treatments within the month. So now I'm not going to be continuing with treatments going forward because I can't afford them anymore. And it's already kind of been a bit of a change adjusting to that and not having my weekly people to talk with, because like they've kind of become my friends over the last 4 years. And yeah, it's kind of a difficult transition. I'm going to get emotional because like it meant a lot to me. And yeah, I'm going to miss them. But I hope to maybe go back every couple of months if I can. Like if the money comes in and I can't afford to go, that would be great. Um, so yeah, what did I talk about all of this? Trigger point acupuncture release. Poof, that was amazing. Also, the most pain I've ever experienced in my life. So um, it's basically just like a needle going into the muscle point. She did like my neck and my whole nerve area, and the blood flow from that was incredible. Like my jaw, my neck afterwards, it was like whew, there's so much blockage there. So I definitely recommend that for whiplash and um, neck pain, concussions. That really helped. But brace yourself because I almost tapped out, and I'd rather get my 5 hour tattoo again than do that for 10 minutes because it was a lot. And also cupping therapy has been huge. So I get cupping on like my neck, shoulders, and last summer I shaved my head and got cupping on my skull, and that was incredible. Like if you're able to do that, I would recommend it because that was the most relieving treatment I've had in the moment. But shaving my head weekly for 4 months sucked. So yeah, I don't plan to do that again, even though I'd like to. I like my hair right now. Razors are like $14 a week. So yeah, if you do have a shaved head, definitely try cupping because it's fantastic. Massage has also been really great. Um, and then okay, we're gonna move on to supplements here. So another thing that's really been helping lately is all the supplements I've been taking. My naturopath gave me a big IV boost. We did like a stomach detox. Where first we did a blood test and did all my blood work to see what I was low on. And yeah, so we topped up on the stuff I was low on. And yeah, it was mostly magnesium, B complex. What was the other one? And vitamin D, but I wasn't too low on that. So now she's got me on B complex, theracumin, biglycinate magnesium, actually 3 different types of magnesium, lion's mane, big one for brain function, reishi mushroom, another mushroom complex, vitamin D, cordyceps mushrooms, ashwagandha, B5, B6, B7, L-theanine, 5-HTP, is what I've been taking consistently last 6 months, and that's been helpful. It's hard to know the changes that occur because like they're not instant; they take a while, and it's hard to know like the benefits right away from that. And I still don't really know. I think it's helping, so I'm going to continue that until I'm all out, and then break the bank to buy more. Um, Exercising tools. So one of the things in vestibular I did was a TENS machine they would hook me up to for about 20 minutes. And I was able to get my own TENS machine, a portable one. And that was really good for reconnecting the nerve endings where the nerve damage is. And I could even like feel them like kind of connecting again. So that was pretty cool. I recommend a TENS machine at home if you're able to get one. And then some stuff that's a little bit less expensive would be legs up the wall for blood regulation. Really helps me. That's always been a go-to of mine for a while. Self-massage, just massaging that area. Acupuncture mat is a good one, and a foam roller to roll out the neck and the head. Well, yeah, acupuncture pad is really good for the scalp and the neck. And another cheap option would be tennis balls and a sock. and resting on that occipital lobe or the neck or even like to the top of the skull. Yeah, tennis balls are like a couple bucks to the dollar store. Just put them in a long stalk, and that can help with some immediate pain relief for sure. But yeah, exercising. I have a stationary bike that's been good. I started at kinesiology and vestibular on the bike, and now I've been able to be consistent on my own bike at home. So something else to consider, just to get the brain flowing, blood pumping, and there's a lot of data to back that up. Okay, so I think, yeah, we got treatments, progression, supplements, exercise tools. What else? I was going to talk about mental state and going forward. We're already at 20 minutes, but I think I'm going to make this one as long as I need, just to kind of go over everything. And if anyone has any questions or things you want me to talk about in another video, I'm happy to do that. Just comment anything you'd like to see. But some of the other things I've been dealing with that has made this whole progress more difficult would be social. Dealing with other people still continues to be one of my biggest hurdles. If that's friendships, with family, relationships, yeah, it's still a struggle and not something I really have any advice that I've improved on over the last 4 years. Because now, like, I just feel like I'm alone, and I don't have anybody that I can talk to this about in my personal life. And now that I'm not seeing my counselor, yeah, that's been an adjustment, absolutely. So another reason I wanted to get back to YouTube was to connect with people who can relate to what I'm going through and what you're going through, because it is important to be able to express that. However, I don't think it's healthy to talk about it all the time as well. That can be difficult when you're feeling these symptoms all the time and it's on your mind consistently. But finding that balance, being able to find distraction tools has been really helpful for me. So I'm not focusing on my symptoms all the time, or like the need to explain to other people. And I understand it is confusing for other people to understand this. Yeah, it's not something I can really relate to, but at the same time, there is a lot of data, there is a lot of evidence, a lot of science explaining how post concussion syndrome works, how mental disorders can prevent the brain from healing. So what I've been saying is just follow the science. Remember that one? So yeah, I feel like we need to follow science in all things, not just some things. So it makes sense when you read the science, you follow the data, you understand why these things are happening to you or someone you love or care about. And just being open, but knowing when to not tell them too much and the right people, because I've expressed how I felt to a lot of people I thought I could trust, or that could understand me, that were going to be there for me for the long haul, that are no longer there. And I don't hold any resentment or anything like that. Like, I understand, and it was likely that this was going to happen without my mental disorders or concussions, because like as adults get older, we just lose friends. So that was going to happen anyways. But there are some things that I said to some people that felt like that was the reason that they stopped talking to me. So that is still something I'm working on, to not overshare how I'm feeling, or like some of the things that have happened. So yeah, just finding like the right people, like a safe environment to talk about this with is huge, because the rejection and like guilt and shame I felt from others, and just that ghosting effect. And like, I'm not pinning this on anybody. I am just as much at fault for this. So, it was like I said, it was going to happen anyways. Um, but it is tough, like I still have a lot of anxiety about it, and it comes up pretty frequently for me, just dealing with, the loss of friends, relationships, and close family connections I had. But like I still have a group of people that I can talk to. It's a small number, and again, I'm not discussing all of my symptoms all the time, all at once. Oh, cat's throwing up. So yeah, just finding the right people to talk about this with can be helpful. And again, something I'm going to be continuing to work on now that I'm not seeing my counselor. So yeah, I'm open to any suggestions or anything like that. And hopefully, you can find some people where we can, talk about this stuff. So yeah, daily struggles. Yeah, getting ready still seems to be a major issue for me. Like if I'm preparing to leave for the day, if somebody's coming over, I'm getting ready. Like I get really easily overwhelmed, and a lot of symptom flare-ups when I'm feeling that way. But being in a vehicle is still like the number one most difficult thing. So going for car rides, and like I haven't been able to drive for 6 years. I am working with my vestibular, or was, to get back to driving, but I still feel like I'm a ways off, and I need to get back to work, have some income if I'm going to afford to drive in this economy. So yeah, that's also something I'm working on, is finding income, finding something I can do either on my own, because being in a physical environment all day, standing on my feet, is just, I can't do that anymore. Like I need to have sitting breaks every 20 minutes to half an hour. With one of the things I did with my settlement money was buy a PC setup so I can try to work from home. If it's like YouTube, a side business, data entry, copywriting, drop shipping, I've been experimenting with a few things, and once I have something that works for me, I will share that and the steps to create that. But right now, I'm kind of in the process of, finding out what that is and trying to see if I can stay consistent with it as well. And it's been getting a little better. I've been more consistent on the computer. Typing still a bit of an issue. Mouse work, but it is improving slowly. Like I said, you gotta kind of work on it. It's like a workout, You just gotta stay consistent, and the results will come. Even if it doesn't feel like it, they will. But yeah, what else we got? Finding work, daily care. Yeah, so daily care. Having a routine is good. Waking up at a set time, going to bed at a set time. That's what they say, but it's true. It helps. It can take a while to fall into that routine, especially when you're dealing with insomnia. And so also having that daily exercise, if it's like a walk, riding the bike, lifting weights, doing something, and like that needs to be as mandatory as like going to the bathroom. If you want to see that change or improvements, has to be every day, has to be consistent. You need to be advocating for your body and your brain daily to manage this. And it's been difficult, especially, I didn't even get into my depression yet, but maybe I'll save that one because we're already at half an hour here. Also PTSD, forgot about that, but yeah, we'll make that a new video. So yeah, I wanted to just get back it's been a long time. I feel guilty about that when I know that I shouldn't, because I needed that time to heal and recover and rest. And now I'm feeling a little more confident and comfortable that I can reach out to those in need, and like I want to be able to help people who are experiencing this and help them navigate it, because like there's still not a lot of help or support or proper funding for treatment for any of this. So yeah, I hope that this video is helpful for anyone who's able to watch this and be able to get this far. Thank you for taking half an hour out of your day. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you find some rest, some healing, and I'm going to talk to you soon. So yeah, hopefully leave some comments, any questions, anything you'd like me to talk about. I'm happy to do it. But yeah, looking forward to talking with you and hearing from y'all again. So take care.